Welcome back to another episode of Demystifying Self-Publishing. I'm your host, Alyssa, and today we are joined by Zlata and her mom, a young author with a huge imagination and the creator of Amy and the Magic Forest. In this episode, Zlata shares what inspired her magical story, how writing helps with her anxiety and ADHD, and what advice she'd give to other kids with big dreams. Plus, we get a behind-the-scenes look at her creative process and a sneak peek at what she might be working on next. It's a heartwarming, magical conversation you won't want to miss. Let's dive in. Hi, Zlata. Thank you for being here today. Can we start off by having you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Lara. I am currently 11 years old. Um, I enjoy writing, drawing, um, and reading too.
What do you like to read?
Mostly fantasy books.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Okay. Have you read the Harry Potter series?
Uh, like a bit of it.
She started.
Yeah.
That's not her. This is all mine.
No, that's fair. I only ask because I feel like around your age, I started to read it and then I gave up on it and I moved to something else. And then in my 30s now, I have only just read the entire series. So I was curious when you had mentioned fantasy, if that perhaps included Harry Potter.
Oh, I'm currently reading Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. It's a really good book.
I've heard of the book. I've not read it, but I have heard of it, and that's amazing. I'm happy that you're enjoying it, and it's so nice to have kids being avid readers because we have so much in terms of technology at our fingertips that I think reading is becoming a little bit of a lost art. So it's really nice that you enjoy reading, you enjoy writing, and you've even found kind of the genre that you enjoy too. So that's wonderful to hear. What would you say inspired you to write Amy and the Magic Forest? Was there a specific moment or idea that sparked it?
Yeah, so it was originally as a started as a school project, like as an assignment. Um and then like I was also enjoying fantasy, so I kind of like wanted to make it a fantasy genre, and I came up with Magic Forest.
Yeah, if I'm allowed to add, she presented like that project at school, and I remember when she came back home and she was so excited. Like, this is so nice. Like, I like how Amy got into the forest, and she also did illustrations to that version of the book. And we spent some time playing around in Canva. So we were finding some similar stuff that she had in mind, putting it on some pages in the design, and discussing how it could have looked. And she expressed her thought that it would be wonderful if that would look like a real book, like the one that she held in her hands. And that kind of sparked the beginning of a thought process, like how we could make it happen.
Yeah, let's chat a little bit about that if you don't mind. I would love to hear from the inception of the idea to putting everything into Canva and doing a little bit of a mock-up. Where did you and Roxy, maybe that's something you can speak to a little bit. Where did you start that process in hearing Zlata's dream of wanting this to be a physical book and actually transforming it into that?
I guess I had this thought that I really want to show her that she can do anything with some hard work, of course, with some help, with support, because we had lots of support from her teachers, from parents, obviously. Um, and fighting with all the insecurities that her age uh, comes with, because she's stepping into teenage years, right? And also all the anxiety problems that come with ADHD. She was not sure she can accomplish anything. And look, I was trying to show her that this is possible. So I started my research. How can I do it? Because you cannot just put anything you found on internet and publish it. It's not how it's done, right? Because authors' rights and all of the rest of the stuff. And I found Towell. I contacted um, right away. I just wanted to research and to know how the process is built and how can we, I don't know, publish the book. So that's how it all started. The first Google result, and I didn't think more.
Well, no, that's wonderful to hear. And it's so nice to have the support as well from you for her, seeing this passion, seeing this excitement around this project, and then deciding to take that extra step to turn it into this tangible, physical product. How did it feel, Zlata, when you first held your finished book in your hands?
It was really surprising and exciting, and I didn't think that it could be like an actual like book like that I could hold. Yeah. Um
Did you have a set number of copies arrive to your home? Did you do a bit of an unboxing or was it a single order? What was that experience like?
um, yeah, we had a few copies. Um and
Yeah, we did an unboxing
yeah.
video. I'll jump in. And we have everything on her Instagram account because, of course, I'm behind the scenes, recording every step. And it's been a wonderful journey from the beginning because seeing her unpacking that box, I'm like, oh, book. Although she was a part of every step of the publishing process, like she worked with an illustrator, she chose whom the illustrator, she looked through the illustrations and approved each one of those or not because she also wanted something to be edited. She worked with all the interior design and like everything with an editor. We had a few edits made after an initial consultation, but she didn't believe it until the box arrived.
It is a very surreal experience seeing it on a computer, just digital copies, and then holding it in your hands. That is such an unreal experience to finally see all of the hard work, all of the effort that you've been making, and all of the correspondence between you and your team pay off into this physical thing that people can order and purchase. So that's wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that you were so involved in the process as well. What was that experience like for you? Did you find it to be exciting and or easy, or is it different than you thought that it would be?
Yeah, I was like pretty excited, and it was honestly different than I thought it would be. Um I'm not really sure how to explain what I thought it would be or how different it was, but yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm happy that you were able to experience it firsthand. That's such an exciting part of the entire process. It's getting those edits and getting, the first copies of your illustrations and really having the ability to sit and think and review and then provide your feedback and have that feedback reflected. And I'm so excited for you and that you were able to take what started as a school project and turn it into what we now have, which is this beautiful final product. So you have created such a magical world within this forest. Where did some of those ideas come from? I know you mentioned you're very into fantasy yourself. Do you get those ideas while reading, or do you find inspiration from other areas?
I sometimes get inspiration from reading, but and also sometimes from like watching videos online and stuff. And then also other times I just daydream about stuff and then I get ideas from that too.
It's very cool that you're able to kind of have that experience of having a daydream and then translate that into actual written word and description. It's very neat.
That's the perks of ADHD brain. You daydream.
Well, I have not been diagnosed with ADHD. I have many symptoms. It's very difficult as an adult woman to be diagnosed with any sort of neurodivergent condition. And so I think the fact that you are talking about it openly as well is just a really helpful thing to, start those conversations and stigmas around some of these different, you know, neurodivergent situations. And so I really thank you for being transparent and vulnerable by having those conversations.
I really support that. I was diagnosed myself, late diagnosed, like 2 years ago. And that's how it started for diagnosing her. ADHD in girls does not manifest the same way as it manifests in boys, so it's
Hmm.
much more common to get the diagnosis. And I think being transparent and showing the world that ADHD is a struggle, but it is also something that you can benefit from. It's a must, especially for women, because we were overlooked for so long, right? It's important.
Absolutely. And it's also setting a great example for your daughter who has also been diagnosed with the same um, condition, if we can refer to it as that. And I think that that is just inspiring too, to be able to connect and relate and have those conversations. And for Zlata to also know that it's okay to have ADHD and anxiety and to continue to talk about those things. So I would love to chat a little bit about your writing process. I know you mentioned that the story started as a school assignment, but do you like to write in a certain place or at a certain time or when you're feeling a certain way?
So I usually like writing in places where I'm like most comfortable at, like at home or at school. Um and then like I also like writing um when I'm bored, which is usually during the nighttime when everyone's asleep. Um yeah.
And are you a pen to paper writer, or do you like typing, or what is your preferred way to get thoughts down?
I like both ways, but I usually prefer like typing on a computer since it doesn't really like hurt my hand since my hand gets really tired.
Yeah, once you start, if you have got a flow of thoughts and ideas just pouring out of you, sometimes the hand can't keep up the way that the brain is trying to convey things. And writer's cramp is very real, getting that in your hand. I definitely can relate to that. Roxy, was there anything that surprised you through the process with Zlata? Did she surprise you in any way throughout the process in providing that feedback to illustrators or working with this team?
Yeah, she did surprise me, honestly. I thought she would lose interest pretty fast because, well, I mean, we all know the reason
That
why.
hyperfixation,
Um,
right?
yes. So once the hyperfixation is over, she just doesn't care, right? That's normal. But the book stayed in her focus for entire time of the book creation. So that surprised me. She was interested in that. She asked questions. She was wondering when's the next step, what's the next step, how it's all organized. Um, yeah, that was really surprising. And hopefully she learned, firstly, at least, the process of self-publishing. Secondly, I hope she learned that it is possible to achieve what you want. If you have a dream, you move to that dream. You push forward step by step. It's always little steps. It's always here and there. But the main thing is to move to that dream to achieve.
Beautiful
If
and very true. Yeah. Okay, a question that now chats a little bit about your character, Amy. She is the main character in your story. If she was feeling anxious, what advice do you think Freya the fairy would give to her?
I think that Freya would tell Amy to just like light a candle and try to relax and not think about what she's anxious about. Maybe read something. Yeah.
Do you find that that's something that you put into practice or that helps you when you're feeling anxious?
Um, I mean, yeah, it does kind of help me when I'm feeling anxious. Um, yeah, I like the light of the candle. Yeah.
It's a very serene kind of environment that you're able to create in your space, right? And in that space that you feel comfortable in. So that's wonderful that you found something that maybe helps to ground you or take your mind off of whatever is causing that anxiety. Why did you have Amy make a mistake and then learn from it? It feels like something that a lot of kids and of course adults as well can relate to.
So yeah, I just wanted to make Amy like seem relatable to other people because mistakes are normal. Like everybody makes mistakes. Um, and yeah, I just thought it would be a good idea to put in the book.
Definitely. No, I so agree with that. What was the initial prompt of the story for this project? Was it that you just had to kind of put together a short story, or was there something a little bit more specific that inspired this project at school to begin with?
So we had to write a short story. Um, like everybody in the school had to do it. So we had to write a short story based on like a genre that we and yeah, so we received like templates. So it had like a piece of paper and had like a box for a drawing and then lines underneath. So yeah, we had to illustrate it though, which I didn't really like.
and then they had to present all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, you had to present it at like within your classroom, or was it a school-wide presentation?
Yeah, so we had to present it in our classroom, like to our like whole class, which it wasn't really that big. It only had like what like 6 people in it, around 6, was it?
probably 8.
Yeah, 8.
She attended a small independent school in Vancouver, um, because it was more appropriate for her, with all the health related issues, right? But the presentation was something that challenged her, let's say. Even in front of a smaller audience, it was challenging, because of anxiety, because of coming out in front of entire class and a few teachers
It's a
is a
daunting
complicated.
experience. Yeah, absolutely. But you were able to step out and complete the presentation.
We even have pictures from that from that day. Um, yeah.
That's wonderful, though. And I imagine it's such a proud moment to see that come to fruition, to know that there is the anxiety and to still push through it. Like you should be very proud of yourself for overcoming that. What would you say to other kids who might struggle with anxiety and have similar dreams of writing their own stories or pursuing something that they're interested in?
That they should like pursue that dream, and it doesn't really matter like where you like write it or do it. Just like just yeah, just do it, pursue it.
I think that's wonderful. You have shown it by, showing up for this conversation today, which I know is new and it's different, and the format is a little bit strange with us being virtual. And then, of course, in that presentation that we were just chatting about in front of your teachers, and then even, taking something personal like a story and having it published and available to anybody who wants to access it. That is all very courageous to put yourself out there. And so I think that that's something that we should all be celebrating. Do you have any new stories that might be in the works?
Yeah, so I was working on a like another project, like another book. And then I kind of like scrapped that idea. So yeah, I kind of abandoned it. So it's just like a file somewhere. And now I have like another idea that I want to like start doing, which I haven't started yet, but I'm planning to soon.
Amazing. And
What is it about?
I mean, it's definitely got to be fantasy. Yeah, I don't really know a lot about the idea. I just know that it's gonna be with some characters that I like to draw like a lot, um, which also don't have names yet. So I gotta make names too. Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about that process, if you don't mind. How do you come up with the names of your characters eventually? And you said right now it's very much an idea in your head. How do you start to kind of flesh out that idea before you begin writing? Or do you just start to write and see where it goes?
So I come up with names for my characters because I get their designs inspired by different objects or maybe even planets. So I kind of create names that are kind of similar to that object. Um, and for like the writing process, like I usually just like start writing and just go on with that. So yeah.
That in itself is such a gift to be able to write and allow for yourself to see what comes out. Many people have to sit, plan, plot, you know, outline to the nth degree to even be able to then sit down and start to write. So that's something that is very unique. And I think it's cool that you've identified that it's your process. Well, we are very excited to see what comes next from you. And I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. And can you tell people where they can find your book, what your Instagram handle is? And that way our audience can keep in touch.
Yeah.
So the Instagram handle is author Zlata Produce. It we would appreciate any follow or like. That would be great. And the book can be found on almost any online platform like Amazon, Indigo, Barnes and Noble. Um, all the links are available through the website or on Instagram. Um,
Wonderful. Well, thank you both so much for joining me today. And for those listening, please be sure to subscribe wherever you listen and check out this full video on YouTube. We'll see you in the next one. Bye. Thinking about self-publishing but not sure where to start? That's where Tellwell Publishing comes in. We offer assisted self-publishing services to help you bring your book to life your way. From editing and design to marketing and distribution, Tellwell's team works with you to create a book you'll be proud of while you keep creative control. From Lamar Jackson and Cindy Cherry to Kaya Usher and Rita Kakati Shah, Tellwell has helped thousands of authors publish their book with confidence. Visit tellwellpublishing.com to start your journey.